Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a long overdue episode of Hooves, Hardware, and Halligans. I'm your host, Christian. I am joined today, as always, by our wonderful co host, Hartman. And I've got to read something real quick that Hartman sent to me. And for love have God, I don't know what this man was thinking, but it was gold. It says, "Hear ye, good Christian, gather round and heed my call. I beseech thee, join our humble podcast forthwith, that we, what is that word? Mast share
that we
in
mayest.
mayest share in merry discourse and wisdom lore. Post haste, dear Christian, for we await thy wit and words to enrich our podcast delight. Let us convince and share our voices that our tales may be told and wisdom shared far and wide." I don't even know. I feel like it was necessary to share with the crowd. And Hartman, before you get on your little soapbox here, I just want to go ahead and say this: this podcast is getting a lot of views. However, I looked at the analytics. Now, this is a channel-wide thing. It's not just a podcast. It's all over the place. A bunch of y'all watching, only like 3 to 5% of y'all that are subscribed to the channel are watching. The rest of y'all are just like randomly joining us, which is great. I'm not going to complain about that, but if you enjoy it, leave a like, maybe subscribe to the channel, put the bell on, that way you know when we go live, and or not live, but when we upload, and then also share with your friends if you want. Don't have to. That's just a suggestion. We'd appreciate that. It helps us grow the channel, helps us grow the podcast, and hopefully eventually allow us to start being able to do more things with the podcast, actually be able to do an in-person episode, which is ultimately one of the goals. Hartman, I've said my piece. You may join and do your thing.
Where? Anyway.
Jesus.
The ADHD is running strong.
I can,
meds over. Anyway.
I can tell. I'm gonna need a shot of whiskey for this one.
Guys, we really just want to touch base here. Me and Christian both apologize for Hooves, Hardware, and Halligans' lack of content. Due to a lot of unforeseen circumstances, like Christian trying to check out this world while he was at work, of all places. Me having some issues come up that I had to get taken care of, plus like just life in general happening. Stuff is just piled up. But with that being said, y'all be on the lookout for the new content that we're going to be putting out, and I'd love to try to start doing a couple other things that I have a list of and just haven't shared with Christian yet. We're both in a better spot. He's getting his health taken care of. My wife has kind of mellowed out a little bit for now for us. And we just want to say thank you all for sticking with us this whole time. And as always, keep your sights true, controllers charged, and your radios on. We got stuff to do. Let's get it.
And with that being said, I want to touch base on my health issues real quick, just to kind of tie into what Hartman just said. I have been through the gauntlet in the last, what has it been, a month since our last upload, roughly?
It's not a gauntlet, it's the ER. God, I've told you this.
It's the same thing. Anyway, I've been in and out of the ER, been admitted to hospitals, out of hospitals, back in hospitals, running stress tests, tilt table tests, running so many different labs and things to try to figure out what's going on. There's been several times I've been at work that I have almost, not voluntarily, but getting voluntold to check out. And so it's been a fight. But as of now, we're in good conditions. Docs have gave me some medicine that's kind of, doing its thing. So that's great. We're getting there. And again, like he said, thank you all so much for your patience and support along the way. Both of us really appreciate that. Life has been kicking us both square in the ass, and since we don't have a sponsor, I can swear within the first 15 minutes. I don't care. It's my podcast. But anyway, it's been, like I said, it's been kicking us in the ass. Hartman's had his own health issues he's been dealing with and family drama and whatnot, and the same goes on my side of the fence, and now I've got work drama I've got to deal with, so that's going to be fun. Quick preview right quick of some of the topics. Of course, me being the outdoorsman and the gamer I am, I want to try to cover some outdoors related themes, hunting season coming around, gaming. Of course, me and Hartman both will cover some Tizem Talk. That's just kind of our role. And then both of us can kind of touch on fire and EMS, but that's more on Hartman's side of things, since he is currently still active.
What about you this weekend?
I'm sorry?
Still mad at you.
I didn't do it. Oh, yeah, I did too. Shit. Yeah, I kind of screwed Hartman this past weekend. A couple of weekends ago while I was... Before I got it. No, this was the second or third time that I got voluntold to check out. Anyway, yeah, don't ever say the keyword to anybody working in EMS. And what do them people get, Hartman? What's the words of wisdom you give them?
Fuck you.
Exactly. And coming from somebody that has done the work that he's done and also been on the fire side of things, a little bit of law enforcement, a little bit of corrections, that was stupid of me to do. Usually I play it as a joke, and it was meant that way. I didn't intend for the county that he serves in to absolutely lose its shit. Because from what I've been told, it went south, and it went south quick. So, oops.
To give y'all a little bit of a backstory of what happened when he said that was, it was a full moon. Yep. I got the message, and it is a full moon. Enjoy yourself. Have a quiet weekend.
And the chaos rolls.
I clock in at 8 o'clock on Friday nights, and I don't golf normally until Sunday night. So, this whole weekend, I clocked in at 8. My first call was at 8:06, and I didn't see the inside of our station until early Monday morning.
I think it was like Monday afternoon, what you told me. It was somewhere around like 10 or 11 o'clock, I think.
Well, so we actually ended up working an extra 12 because we needed the money for something. And, I know they needed coverage, and they asked me if I'd stay back and cover. And then when I got home, right around 10 o'clock Monday morning, the fire department started going off. So,
no, I didn't know about that.
Christian's just a menace to society. Let's just put it that way.
Only in the variety of well, no, because I'm a menace to society at work too. Like, I can walk up to an assembly cell, touch it, and the thing just stops working. So, who knows what's going on there? Guess I must have brought back some bad juju from New Orleans when I went there back in February.
Sounds like you need to go back.
Sure, I want to go back to New Orleans. I'm dying to go back. Ooh, speaking of things outdoors related, we're going to switch over right quick before I get cussed some more. We are officially down to, we got 3 weeks and 1 day until archery season opener in Kentucky. We've got everything that I need set up, in place, ready to roll. Trail cameras are running. My prep's done. The only thing I've yet got to do is buy some molasses and some corn. And the only reason I use those primarily is for doe management, because the property that I hunt is severely overrun by doe. And let me reach above my head here. Move those out of the way. And I'm sure some of y'all have seen it on social media, but the old deadhead Hartman is dying to get if I do, involuntarily check out. This thing's massive. There's a bunch of these guys running around out there, but there's not as many as there should be. Now, there's some good bucks out there. Hey, oh shit. Back on the wall. I think I should have had that off the wall before I done that. Anyway, put my arrows back up there. But, yeah, so, doe management, we gotta take care of them. They're a little overran, but we'll get them.
It's not if I get it, it's
Yeah, usually that's the case. It's usually not. Yeah, it's more of a win. Like even for me, like I mean, tree stands, ladder stands, tripods, ground blinds, spotting stocks, sitting in a hole somewhere waiting for something to pass by. It's just when they're gonna come by. In
I
Hartman's
was talking about
case,
when I get that deer head, man.
oh no, you ain't getting that. You know better.
Eventually I'll end up at your house just to hang out, and the next thing you know, your deer head's gone, and I'm back in Eastern Kentucky.
You got to remember, I know where you live. I know where you hide. You got to remember, we're one of the two same people.
Yes, but I'm also getting ready. I'm getting a Boris. You know what a Boris is?
A what?
Boris.
No. The fuck are you talking about?
So I thought I sent you this video. There is a guy that has a mannequin set at his front door dressed in full tack gear, and Boris is filled with 250 pounds of tannerite.
Holy shit, that's a big boom.
Boris does not comply. Boris will not put down the weapon. Boris protects the front of his house.
Well, I'm gonna have to rethink my strategy a little bit, I think. Oh lord. Um.
Before we go any further in this, I was scrolling through Facebook, and this is the most Eastern Kentucky thing, and you can vouch for this.
More than likely.
Pike woman arrested after police find drugs in box labeled drug use.
I know you can see my facial expression. Like, somewhat surprised by that. Because I haven't been back to Eastern Kentucky in damn near 5 years now. But being a former deputy jailer from that area, I'm not surprised. And a former bailiff, like that's just no. It doesn't surprise me in the least. Oh, yeah. Let's see here. I had a bunch of stuff lined up and ready to go, questions and stuff aside from what I wanted to talk about, and I just got to figure out where the hell I put it. Oh, fuck it, we'll wing it. So something that came up, some things across Facebook feed, YouTube, and all that, because me prepping for deer season, like I'm full blown watching everything I can to just try to learn new strategies. Is there any early to mid season strategies that you're going to try to implement if you do get out in the hills this year?
So this may sound a little weird, but I think we are going to be waiting and going up to Ohio this year. Because that property up there hasn't been hunted in like 6 years.
Ohio usually has some brutes.
That's what
Honestly,
I'm saying. Like and with that not being hunted in 6 years, they've got back comfortable in that area.
there's got to be some old head bucks running around there for sure. I mean, you can look on Pop's Facebook page, man, and scroll through some of his old photos if you can get far enough down and see some of the monsters he's took out of Ohio. I mean, there are some brutes up there. I mean, that's a bold strategy. We'll see. I have to see how that plays out. But I mean, Ohio's got some monsters. But now Kentucky's a sleeper state. I have seen some brutes pulled out of the county I live in, the county I hunt in. I've seen some brutes pulled from the local lake. I have seen monsters pulled out of the western side of the state in Land Between the Lakes area. There was a 197-inch deer Boone and Crockett net score pulled out of there not long ago. I think 2-3 years ago. Dude, that thing was a monster. It was a non-typical because it had a couple of drop times, but Jesus. You talking about hooking a teenager on hunting? It was this kid's first time hunting, if I remember the story correctly. They got drawed for the lottery hunt on Land Between the Lakes area. Which, I'm sure you know where that's at, Lake Barkley, Kentucky, like that little spot in the middle. There's out there
I
hunting.
do.
So this
Place,
young, this thing
and
he's,
the place terrifies me.
I think this young is 15 or 16 at the time. First time ever been out hunting, and he decided to go bow hunting, which I can respect that. I like a little archery myself. And literally his first official harvest on record made it into the Fish and Wildlife magazine, made it in the Kentucky Field and Stream magazine, and put Kentucky on the map for one of the largest in the most recent bucks, non-typical, taken out of Kentucky. I mean, 197 inches net with 2 drops. Yeah, and you're talking about hooking somebody on hunting. Like, oh my god, if I killed something like that, I wouldn't know what to do. But now, as far as strategy goes for me this year, I mean, it's gonna be the same thing. I'll be hanging out in the tree stands, be freezing my gonads off in the ground blind. I'm gonna be hanging out in the tripod a little bit. I just sit back and watch what happens. I mean, really, I don't really change my tactics up much. It's usually for me, if I find what works, I'll leave it at that. No, I mean, if it stops working, obviously I'll look into changing my tactics. But
Yeah.
and then of course the one,
if it ain't working,
exactly, the KISS method. Something that one of
keep
our
it
old
simple.
fire instructors have taught us from day one as juniors, or explorers, if you will. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. And I'm going to go on the subject of trusted pieces of equipment outside of, my camouflage and bow and weaponry. You seeing this here, Hartman? Folks, y'all can't see my screen. I'm not
Yeah.
recording it, but Hartman can. Just the way we can see facial expressions. This right here is my zero trace. This little sucker right here is the best $150 I've ever spent. I kid you not, last year I had 2 or 3 does, probably a year, maybe year and a half old, and then one fawn literally stick their head inside my ground blind, and I could have reached out and petted them if I wanted. But of course, I'm not going to do that. But it was wild because I had this thing running. The wind was blowing towards them, and they still stuck their head in there like, huh, I don't know what's going on here. Like, I was like, jeez.
This is reasons I can't take my wife hunting. She'll be trying to pet the deer.
Yeah, no, I would be afraid that if she watches this video, I'm going to be in so much trouble for saying this, but it's alright. My thing is, my wife would be like, no, don't shoot Bambi. Or she'd want to keep it for a pet. One of the two, I haven't figured out which one, but probably both. Especially if it's like a fawn.
I'm not going to mention names because when me and the girl did break up, it did happen on very good terms. But she said she wanted to spend more time with me during hunting season, which is fine. The only way you're going to do that is be sitting in a tree stand with me, right?
Facts.
So this big, like 12-point buck walks in between 2 trees, broadside. All I hear next to me is, "Are you gonna kill that?" And I was like, "Well, yeah." As I get the scope centered on, all I hear is, "No!" Like her screaming at the top of her lungs. There goes the deer, the squirrel, the turkey, everything.
Jesus.
I'm not saying she had to walk out of the hill.
I think I know what
I'm
it's
also
going.
not saying that she did.
I don't think I can blame you on that one, to be honest with you. It's like,
well, like, no, there's cameras all over the property that automatically send pictures to our phones and stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, anytime anything, or we know, like, we were watching it the whole time, and if something would happen, like, we weren't too awfully far away. But still, I could have killed her.
Yeah.
Could have. I didn't.
No. See, this is why I tell a lot of people that are like in my little close little circle, which I mean, obviously, there's very few. Hey, during hunting season, like I'm going to be physically and emotionally unavailable. Like, if you want to spend time with me, you better do it now because hunting season is right there. So, I'm still trying to get A few people accustomed to that still yet, which is weird, but it work in progress. Hell, gaming content here. Like me personally, a couple of games I've been stuck into, and it's all over YouTube, has been American Truck Simulator and the Hunter Call the Wild. I can't seem to get away from those two games. Like, I've got plenty of other games I can play, but for me personally, it's been my bread and butter the last month or two because I haven't been able to do jack shit since. Hart tried to take me out a couple of times.
So we got a Switch 2. And like I'm a sucker for old school like Mario games. And my wife is stuck on Mario Party and Jamboree right now, which has got me stuck on Mario Party and Jamboree right now. Which God's on a streak. The reason I'm playing Spider-Man right now is because she's trying to get the baby to sleep.
Fair.
And so I'm kind of just playing Spider-Man right now.
Playing Spider-Man while podcasting. What better way to do that on a podcast that's gaming, outdoors, and firehouse related? I mean, shoot, you can't beat that.
I think it's a Spider-Man because you got Spider-Man Miles Morales, and you got Spider-Man 2.
Yep. That's cool though. I mean, to get back in some of them games. I mean, shoot, kind of aging ourselves a little bit there. To be honest with you, I mean, some of them games came out originally for what, PlayStation 1, wasn't it? Or PS2?
Yeah, these aren't really remakes. These aren't really remakes, but they're not originals either, if that makes sense.
No.
Like, I think at this point, this game long enough, I can say this and not really spoil anything. Like, one of the first fights you do in this is Sandman.
God, I remember watching that movie with Sandman. That was wild.
And this game's been out for like 2 years. Like, at this point, if you haven't played it at this point, and I just spoiled, the first fight Sandman, like, dude, that ain't my problem.
Yeah. No joke. Man, gaming gear for you, that's going to be kind of a tough one to cover because you're really just now starting to get into it. But, I mean, outdoors gear as well kind of plays into this. I mean, for me, like, I done told you my outdoor gear I'm sticking to is, of course, going to be my Zero Trace. But as far as, like, if I have to go on a trek on that property on the far side where I don't go much, I've got Onyx I'm using on my phone, and we've got the map of that area downloaded offline so I can use it when I lose cell service. So getting lost to be kind of minimal. Then, I mean, honestly, for me, I mean, as far as the gaming stuff that I'm trusting right now, of course, I've got my HyperX microphone on a boom stand. I love this thing. And I got my Redragon keyboard and mouse. Love it. And my scrapped monitors. And, of course, my beautiful, amazing Zydex computer. This thing's been a freaking beast the last little bit. I mean, that thing.
So I have finally asked my wife to let me get a gaming PC.
Ooh. Hey, I've got an affiliate link with these guys right now.
I did it with by getting her. I told her that it doesn't have to just be for gaming because we got a 3D printer too.
No. And you get you a strong enough computer to do it all.
That's what I told her. I said, if we get a good enough computer, like, you want to work on your 3D printer stuff, I get a gaming computer.
There you go. It's nice that you're starting to get into that type of stuff, though. I mean, I don't know if you've realized it yet. Some people don't until it gets later into them gaming and doing computer fun stuff. Is like it's the perfect escape. Because once you spend the initial money on it, and you get everything set up the way you want it, you get you a monitor, 2 or 3. I've got buddies that got 5 or 6 monitors. I don't know how the hell they deal with it. But once you get all that, it's like an escape. You can just zone out on it. And especially these games that's got like VR support. And you put on them damn VR
Do you
goggles
know
and
the
you
one,
just disappear.
the one person I know that does the best with multiple monitor gamings is a dispatcher.
Oh yeah, 1000%. They're trained to literally do that.
Like the first time, like I was on the phone with him on FaceTime with him the other day while he was playing the game, and he was able to talk to me and like pay attention to every monitor he has at the same time. And I'm like, dude, like, how are you doing this?
Dispatchers and IT professionals, like somehow or
Yep.
another, those two, like, 'cause, I mean, you've got, I've only seen a handful of dispatch consoles. Some places have got two, some have got three. I think I've seen some places like you get on Night Watch, some of the reruns, you kind of catch glimpses of the inside of their 911 center, and they've got a whole wall full of monitors. Plus, they've got 6 or 7 monitors on their actual consoles. I'm like, how in the hell? There'd be no way I could do that. I mean, it's all I can do to
Dude,
look at
like
2 monitors.
I have a screen that I have to look at when I'm at work.
One singular screen that goes with you everywhere you go. If it's what I think
Well,
it is.
technically two if you count.
No, fair.
So to give some people a way that like my EMS company is we use phones for dispatch. Like it gets dropped on you through the phone and everything. And the easiest way I know how to tell you how this messes with you so bad is if you've ever worked at McDonald's and woke up hearing the fries going off.
Yes. And it's a similar thing for me too if you compare it to where I work at, because like you've got those alerting systems that we call andons, and like they have their own little sound similar to like the fry vats at McDonald's. And like there's times I wake up 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, shit, I fall asleep at work. No, wait, I'm at the house. Okay, cool. Like it fucks with you.
It does.
Which, I mean, you mentioning that kind of falls into this segment here of new tech and the fire and EMS service. I mean, that's something relatively new in, I won't say altogether in EMS, but especially for your region, because mainly just radios and base phones for a while.
So the radios are still a thing. They do still use those. But as far as like our main point of communication is all it's gonna be the phones. Which living in Eastern Kentucky, you just kind of get used to the idea that 90% of the stuff that you do isn't going to go through anyway, because the mountains.
Yeah, suckers are good for blocking cell service.
I get my ass kicked.
I was wondering, you got quiet all of a sudden. I thought maybe the internet was trying to shit itself again, like it did twice before we started to record.
No, I got and didn't mean to do what I did, and all hell broke loose.
Well, that happens. Um, About, like, is there any new tech in the fire service coming out other than what we talked about last month? I mean, anything new, shiny, glamorous type of deal, or is it just kind of the same thing, just revamped?
So it's not. This is not something that is relatively new per se, but it's becoming a lot more of a thing. Is personal thermal imaging cameras.
I think we touched on that last episode. You was telling me about it, like having each member of the department having their own personal tick.
Yeah, it kind of hangs where the radio strap is, or
Well,
where the radio pocket is.
about the size of a phone, really.
It goes there most of them. Yeah, and you just kind of you pick it up, you can look at it through your mask and see it. But what they are trying to integrate in, and I can't remember. Give me a second to look it up.
You're talking about
They're
the
putting
one with,
ticks.
in the SCBA
in your
mask.
mask.
Yep.
Yep.
There'd be a blessing and a curse. Like, in one spectrum, like, hey, it's going to help you find a sea of the fire, it's going to help you find a victim, all that fun jazz. But the price point, and like most volunteer stations, which is like, there's a great deal of them across the U.S., I ain't necessarily going to have the funding to buy those outright, and trying to get a grant for them would be a pain in the ass as well. So, like,
No, I feel like that's out at like New York, LA, stuff like that. The places that really do have the deep pockets. I won't say deep pockets, but you get what I'm saying.
yeah, they've got the financial backing to be able to purchase quite a few very
And
large
I don't even think
metropolitan
those would
department.
be like, yeah, you may get like one or two per station, but other than that, I don't think it'll be.
And like, I've seen demos of them before. Um, like, they're cool. Like, don't get me wrong, they really are. But the only thing I don't like about it is, if I'm not mistaken, it runs on some type of battery. Maybe I think it is like your air packs would. Yeah, kind of hit and miss on that. Um,
If I'm, it may be is so. A lot of departments have rechargeable batteries that when you put them in the cradle in the trucks, it's charging the battery. Some places still use just like you change the batteries once a month, whatever it is, what it is. But I think the way it works is you have like kind of like a 2-layer piece of glass, kind of like a double pane window, and one is just dim enough to where it'll like the tick part of it is just dim enough to where you can see like the victims and the outreach of it. But the biggest part of it is you can see past that. Does that make sense?
yeah, like I said, like, I mean, it'd be a blessing and a curse. Like, it. Don't get me wrong, it's got its place, but like, if you're in, I don't want to sound like some asshole or somebody that's cold beat on or cold hearted on this, but then reality, if you're in a small rural department and you're covering maybe 10 square miles, you might get one or two structures a year. Like, the only time that even personal ticks or mask borne ticks are going to come in handy is with those fires. Now, the personal hand ticks will come in great too, like middle of the night search and rescue, if you can't get EM to bring a drone with thermal or FLIR. So, I mean, like I said, they got their place, they got their purpose, but if you're in a low volume district and you work car wrecks and lift assist, it's kind of, I don't want to say a waste of money, but in a sense it is, especially if you outfit 20, 30 guys. And you might only have 10 that show up on a scene.
Like, there's a lot of places that try to do that whole, well, we'll just do the ones that show up, you know. And yes, that works for a while, and then you get the ones that's like, you get t-shirt firefighters. Well, why don't I get one of those?
And in response to, like, one of my chiefs at the time, before he passed away, he's always told people before when he's got that question, well, if you'd show up more to trainings and calls, maybe we could get you one. You know what I mean?
With that,
it's not wrong. I mean, if you're only showing up to,
so like,
if you're only showing up to enough trainings to get your 20 and maybe work a call or two just to show activity, like, kind of pointless for you to get all that cool stuff.
well, see, even the ones that are showing up just to do the to get the, oh, look at me, I'm here, I'm active. Half the time, where do you find them?
Sitting in the truck, flagging traffic, or on their phone, not doing any damn thing.
Traffic control on their phone, like
standing at the pump panel, acting like they're learning how to pump the truck. They do an outstanding job. They're always outstanding doing something.
I like that. I haven't heard that before.
I think, shit, it wasn't Step, it was Forsyth, I think, one of the instructors that, I think it was, he mentioned that one, or Packy one, I can't remember. One of the three.
Dude, one of my favorite, like, one of my favorite things besides the kiss that I've ever heard Will Step say was when I heard somebody call like the SCBA cylinders. And that's the only reason I call them cylinders, if we're being honest, was somebody called them a tank and he or called them bottles, and he's like, no, babies use bottles, the Army uses tanks, firefighters use cylinders.
Yep. I remember him telling me that when I was like 14 or 15 in the Explorer Junior program. I'm like, fair enough. But then I was also the one, at one point I was gullible enough that they sent me to, let's see, we was at the station doing training. Training ended about 9 or 10 o'clock. And one of the, captains of the department, I think, I'm trying to remember, it's been forever ago, looked at me and he's like, well, you're familiar with all the tools and stuff right in the trucks, right? I'm like, yeah, kind of. I mean, I can, enough you send me for a crowbar, Halligan, or spreaders, like I'm going to know what they look like, and I'm going to know where to grab them from, but, some of the other tools, I'm not exactly familiar what the hell they're called. And he's like, okay, good. Go inside the station, because the training room was across the parking lot. He said, go across the station. He said, I want you to search through each one of them trucks and find me a fallopian tube. And then if you can't find that, I'll take a hose stretcher in exchange for the fallopian tube. I should have known when I badged in through that station door, turned around and looked, and they were all laughing around a computer. I should have known I got pranked. But me being the new guy, I was like, okay. Did it? Went through there. I tore every one of them 7 trucks up and not found them. And I was like, okay, this is stupid. Go back over, get the old pat on the back, like, hey, 1, you're the hose stretcher. 2, only females have fallopian tubes. So I was like, well, shit.
One of the second department I ever joined, I wasn't on it very long, just because I didn't live in the area very long. Like the guys and the males and the females both were awesome people, but they told me, and like I didn't tell them about any of my prior experience or anything like that. And they're like, so you're pretty confident and you know the tools and stuff. I was like, yeah. They're like, well, can you go get us a hose stretcher? I went, yeah, sure. When I walked in the bay, I seen the chief's 16-year-old son in the one of the trucks.
Oh no.
So I picked his son up in a fireman's carry and carried him out to the chief and was like, here's your hose stretcher.
I bet that stopped that stuff real quick.
Oh, they loved it. They thought it was hilarious.
Oh, I guarantee it. I don't think the kid would have thought it was such, but man, that's pretty good. I like it. But I mean,
well, no, I told him what I was doing.
Yeah. But there's one time I remember being a bunch of us, once we got 18 and was by department standards and state standards, we was allowed to be on scenes. Couldn't really do much because if we didn't have our cert, but by standard we was allowed to be on scene. And remember one night, me and a bunch of the guys, we just got out of high school and everything, we was hanging out at the station. It got late, so we went up quarters upstairs and turned in for the night. I wake up in a monsoon, thunder and lightning, in my boxers, on a spine board with Sid, spider straps, tape, neck brace, head blocks, the whole 9 yards, on a flagpole, 25 foot in the air. That was the most horrific thing I think I've ever experienced as far as like practical jokes go.
Back when hazing was a thing.
Oh god, it's some of the best times, but it was also some of the worst. Like, because you could get by with some shit, but at the same time you were walking that thin line with trying to get by with some shit. So, and if we wasn't doing that with each other, and it was like late night and we was all hanging around the station after drill, hell, we'd get airsoft guns and we'd start shooting each other out behind the station with them, just because why the fuck not? That got a lot of attention. We had to stop doing that. Good over?
I'm still here. I was talking to the wife.
Oh, okay. She's more than welcome to pop in and say hi and join if she wants. I don't care. It's about time for us to do this.
You can say hi if you want to.
About time to do a spooky season episode anyway.
think the only thing she wants to say to you after a couple of weeks ago was the same thing I did.
Well, she's more welcome to say it right now if she wants to. It'll be recorded and everybody gets to see it. Or hear it anyway.
Oh, no, she likes the more violent side.
I can guarantee whenever we finally do an in-person podcast, I'm going to get the shit beat out of me. Well, okay, so aside from all that, our favorite segment, Tizem Talk. Like, we've got to hit this up real quick, because if we skip over it, someone will feel like shit. So, what's been on your...
No, so you've dealt with...
No, go ahead.
You've dealt with Active 911 before.
Oh, God, I hated that. I have a love-hate relationship with that app.
So, for one of the departments I'm on, my ringtone is Leroy Jenkins.
I had that one set for one of my departments too. Actually,
And when I have headphones in, it screams it through my headphones.
Oh no. Let's see. Let me see if I can find. I'm sure it wouldn't hurt to. I think I still got that saved on my phone, not the app, but.
Are you wanting to play Jamboree or like regular Mario Party or what?
There we go. This is one of the ones he's talking about, folks. If it'll play.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. It's been weird. It's fine.
Bowser's a dick.
I don't know how well that picked up. But of course, there's that one.
So a lot of the OG gamers will know that from when there's a real famous video of these dudes were trying to make a plan to take this cavern. In it was WoW, wasn't it?
I believe so.
And like this one dude's like, all right. I think it was WoW. My wife joined in on the conversation. It was either WoW or RuneScape. It was one of the two.
Yeah.
But so these guys are like, all right, you're gonna run in and use your intimidating shout, and I'm gonna run in right behind you and use mine. And then this guy's like, all right, we got this, Leroy Jenkins.
And this is where this came from.
How it ended up on an emergency dispatch thing, I have no clue.
I don't know either.
No,
that down.
It comes with Active.
Yeah, it does. That's what I'm saying. I don't know how the hell, why it came with that, but it did. And one of the ones I had set for a while is this one here. I had that one, and then... And I don't know, I had a bunch of them. I had one of them at one point in time when it would go off. It would do the house tones, and then it would say, engine, ladder, and I'm like, shit. Thinking it was my radio going off. I'm like, when did Post start calling which trucks needed to go? It confused me the first time I done because I forgot I said it like it, and I'm like, oh, fuck.
Let's see. You've got...
And sorry to our headphone users. If you're still here at this point at Tizem Talk, and these sounds are driving you up the wall, this is what we've had to live with for years, so you're welcome.
I'll have to record these one day and then play them on the next one because you've got
a bunch of them.
Soft Start Classic, Soft Start Alarm, CAD Page, Start Fast Beep, Classic, Box Alarm, CAD Page, EMS, Fast Beep.
I've got them all still on my phone somehow. And of course you got this classic one right here. Stop it. I got that one. And then I always like Station Buzz, honestly. It's just, I mean, I've got every damn one. I'm still on my phone somehow, and I haven't had an active one on my phone in years. That's a classic. And of course, County switched to that. You'd get the two-tone, but then it would play two other tones depending on which department was getting paged, and that messed with me for a little while. It was until they got everybody's radios reprogrammed and fixed before they upgrade from the HT1250s to the, what is Eastern Kentucky using now? The Motorola's,
Or some fancy one.
XP something. Yeah, it's like a 3000 series radio or something like that. And right before they transitioned, they forgot to retune everybody's radios. EM did, I guess, or departments forgot. However, they played that to where they would fix Night Alert to only go off for your specific tones. And with Night Alert, for those that don't know, you can switch to that channel, turn your scam function off, and that radio will only go off on that frequency if it's your department that gets toned. So I didn't think nothing about it. When they switched over to like the 4 different tones, it would go off. Like you'd have the 2-tone and you'd have some other weird shit going off. And they didn't fix it. Didn't know it. Had my scan turned off, had my radio turned to Night Alert, had my volume cranked open because sometimes I sleep through shit. And all the freaking thing went off. Oh, damn. And I jump up looking at Act 911. I'm like, that ain't us. I jump up looking at him. I'm like, fuck, who the hell? Finally, I had to get a hold of my chief the next morning. I was like, bro, I got no sleep. He's like, yeah, me either. He's like, Night Alert? And I was like, yep. He's like, we'll fix that. I'm like, good. It was driving me up the wall.
Like there was nothing better than getting woken up at 3 a.m.
Toe pain.
For a call that wasn't yours.
God, it sucks.
Do mini games tonight? You do party. Okay. Are you wanting to do like the board game party, or you wanting to do? Okay.
Over here trying to get something set up.
Sorry.
You're good, man. I don't care. You know how it is. We're in Tizem Talk. We're Tizeming. It's fine. I don't know. And have you had any hunt or like dumb gaming moments or any fails or anything like that recently?
You heard one while ago when I meant to swing in one place, ended up swinging into a different one.
Yeah.
On the Spider-Man game while ago, and I just got quiet. I was like, oh, now I feel retarded.
Well, like mine, like a lot of my viewers here recently have known that I've been on a Great One grind on the Hunter Call of the Wild. And I shit you not, the one time I forget to record. So the map I've been pressuring and hunting a lot on has been that Layton Lake District on there. And that's like one of the first ones you hunt. And like, it's a really good map in my opinion. A lot of people don't like it, but I enjoy it. But anyway, like the spawn ratio or whatever is, for some reason for me, got fucked up. And like, I'm just seeing a bunch of freaking cow moose. And I'm like, this ain't making no damn sense. Like just the other day, I was seeing a bunch of bulls. I'm like, this is cool. Like I can start knocking some of these out. It'll start respawning in some bigger level bulls. Eventually, I'm going to get the one I'm looking for. So I do some research, look on some forums, look on, ChatGPT, Google, Facebook, wherever the hell I can go. Looking for resources, trying to figure out how the hell to fix this. And the only 3 things that came up with: 1, wipe your game saves, which would completely start you over from 0, which would suck because I've put too many hours in this game. Then deleting all the animal files from like inside your game file, which I tried because it was one of the safest bets. Tried it, still same thing. I was like, all right, cool. 3rd one, go on a killing spree. I shit you not, I spent every dime of my in-game currency, which was somewhere in the millions, on ammunition for a 300 Magnum AR style weapon. And I mean, I went on a killing spree. Turkey, fox, rabbit, moose, whitetail, blacktail, elk, bear. It didn't matter. I was going on a freaking killing spree. And then finally, I was like, okay, I have killed one of everything, which is what, the forum said to do. It's like, cool. And then I'm like, gotta go through like a rest period, let everything reset, things calm down, pressure zones, ease up, whatever. Get all that lined out, do like a 5-day in-game rest. As soon as I step out of my freaking outpost, turn to the left, start walking down the trail, not even 100 yards, there's a damn big-ass moose, big old bull standing. I'm like, oh, shit. Pull up binoculars, level 7 or 8, diamond / great one. I was like, oh, okay. Shoot it, I go up to it, and I'll have to send you the picture. I may have already. But I got the great one. And I look over at Streamlabs, I'm like, fuck, I wasn't recording. So, I finally got what we was looking for, and it's a spoiler to everybody, because now it's going to take forever again to get another one to spawn, but we did manage to get one. That has been my biggest fail to
Back out.
date.
I thought we had already played this before.
I don't know, that kind of falls under the rage story, really. Here you go. Firefighter rookie mistake. If it's safe to share. I've told mine about the fallopian tube and hose stretcher, so I'm sure you've got one in the pipe.
In the middle of winter, water freezes.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, don't get out of the truck too quick.
Yeah. Been there, done that a time or two.
You go pull your crosslay off, and the next thing you know, you're on the ground.
Going on some escapades. You've done that. I've also ran a truck out of water before, not realized because I didn't know what the little beautiful pretty lights meant on the damn pump panel because somebody set the pump said, "Here, watch this." I ain't went through hose nozzles on appliances yet.
Yeah.
I ain't gone through pump training yet. Guess who burnt up a freaking $10,000 pump?
I bet Will was mad.
Oh, this wasn't on Will's scene.
Or were you on Will's department?
No, this wasn't when I was there. This is under Courtney. Remember Mac Engine 4?
Yeah, the one they had to have completely repacked
Uh-huh.
and redone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Guess who fucked it up?
How'd you get screwed on the first roll?
But, yeah, that was fun because I had to help repack it and rebuild it.
One of my favorite firefighter moments, though. I guess I really won't say favorite. I'm exhausted. But New Year's Eve one year, we had a fire. Get there, a furnace fire. Get it knocked down pretty easily. Go through with the thermal imaging camera. No hot spots or anything like that. I hate that diffuser lose.
It's Tizem kicking in.
Are you serious? Screw us with a game we don't want to play. I figure with Bowser's big ass, he'd be able to.
Tell us how you really feel, because I just about heard everything.
Anyway. But we get sent back. I go on to work after that and get sent back, and like we keep getting toned for it. And then I had to stay at work because I was already clocked in, obviously. And so after we get done, how'd you squish my big ass? We get there, and by the time I get there, the house is already. It is. The house is already collapsed in on itself and everything. So we knock it down the best we can and leave. Well, this little old lady, God bless her heart, lived next door. And every time it would flare up, she'd call back. And I get it. You live close to it. You don't want your house catch on fire. And finally, the last time we got called out, I beat the chief to the station, and I pulled the tanker out. Well, I got the scene first as well, and I hooked the chains to the tanker, pulled that porch out of the way that was still there, and then dumped 1,800 gallons of water.
Jesus.
Into the basement of this old house.
That's one way to do it. I haven't done anything like that, but I mean, if it works, it works. Man, I don't know what else there is for us to cover. I mean, right now, your freaking Tizem tonight has been perfect. It's been it's been on point. And of course, our fails with the internet. I don't know what the deal is today, but it has been on a roll, I guess, technically. So for our viewers out there, if y'all are still there, I know these podcasts are super long, but I know some of y'all do stay and watch the whole thing, because I can see that. A little thing for y'all here, if you would. What's your most trusted piece of gear? Hunting, fishing, gaming, fire EMS, Leo, wherever you're at. Your most trusted piece of gear, put it in the comments. And whichever one has the most likes will pin that comment. I know it's not much, but just a little something. A little thing for the community. And put it in there. You can send it to us on Discord. Both of us see that pretty easily. And, as far as I've got left to go, just have fun out there, be safe, and I'll put it short and sweet and let Hartman do his thing. Just remember, it's okay not to be okay.
It's not. And if you ever need help, reach out to somebody. Don't just stay there and wait and hope that someone's going to notice that you're not okay, because although a lot of us know the situation, there's the what's it called, crowd mentality, that someone else take care of it. I don't need to.
Yeah. Like there's a stigma that's still, I don't know how well it's, if it's still, well ain't the word, but how it's going back home yet. If the stigma's kind of went away, but it's all in your head type of stigma. Like, God, I hated that. It's not just in your head. If you're feeling a certain type of way, you want to hurt yourself, hurt others, want to go on a postal spree, whatever, just stop and think for a second. Reach out to somebody, talk it through. There's a number now, and let me pull that out right quick. Let's see.
Oh, I about ran off the thing.
There's a quick dial number if you need them. It's for the Suicide and Crisis Help Lifeline. You can call 988, you can text 988, or you can chat with somebody online 24/7 if you can't get a hold of somebody. But regardless, somebody's going to be there.
Call 911.
Call out, yeah, there's always that. They'll send somebody to you too. And man, mind you, they might send somebody as crazy as Hartman, but I'm telling you right now, if they do, you're going to have a good laugh. But yeah,
suicidal calls is some of the most heart-wrenching, most easiest, most stressful calls you will ever be on.
Yeah, they really are. I've been on a couple of them. They're
because
brutal.
You don't know. Did I cover it up? I don't know what you've done with it. You got a minute though.
Yeah, in short, folks, like, I don't want to sound like an asshole when I'm saying this, but don't put people that you love and care for through things that me and Hartman and many others have seen. Reach out to somebody. If you can't get a hold of them, go to the next and keep going down the line. And if you have nobody, call 911. Call 988. There's somebody out there will be there for you.
And I promise you, you won't see the aftermath of what happens.
No, it's your family and your friends, first responders, doctors, and stuff like that will see the aftermath if you do check yourself out. And I'll be honest with you. One of the last ones I worked involved a 15-year-old kid. That shit sticks with you. Like, there's no getting rid of that. But you can talk about it.
You sitting on the couch?
Do what?
She's trying to find a vape, and I was trying to help her find it.
But, like, shit like that sticks with you. And, like, that's one of them situations, like, you can talk about it, you can try to turn it into dark humor if you want to try to cope, But in reality, that's something that you don't get rid of. And that's just coming from first responder standpoint. If you look at it from a relative standpoint or really close friend standpoint, that's a memory they never get rid of. That's going to be one of those things they're going to be questioning constantly. I could have done something better. I could have been there. I should have known. Whole 9 yards. Don't put people through that. Reach out for help. Reach out to me. Reach out to Hartman. Reach out to whoever. 911, 988. Reach out to a relative, a loved one, a friend, a stranger, whoever. Somebody's going to be there to have your back to help you through it. And if all else fails, go to an ER.
I was about to say, you can walk into an ER and tell them that you're having thoughts about self-harm, and they're not going to tell you to leave.
No. They will, in most cases, almost immediately get you back into a room.
Exactly.
And they will get a counselor or a crisis prevention person to you to help you. But, yeah, with that, that's all I've got. That kind of killed the mood a little bit, but, yeah. Hartman, you got anything else to add?
I do not, except some of these new games on Mario Party are a little weird.
Which we can cover that on the next episode. We're running out of time here, so folks, we'll catch y'all on the next episode. Hopefully this will start coming back out again on a weekly basis like they were. Like I said, me and Hartman for now are in a better spot physically and somewhat mentally, I guess, which will never mentally be okay. But anyway, with that, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about it. We love you all. Thank you all for being around and being patient with us while we go through what we've went through. And we will talk to you all again very soon. And take care.